We're going a bit above and beyond for the God mode Yelan, hence we're doing super God mode Yelan. Again, pretty much no farming required, we can just hit that button right there and pray we have enough books, but with 1200 it should be fine. Indeed, level 90. And we can finally give her her signature Aqua Simulacra. I do want to touch on some other options, but let's raise her talents a bit more. I believe her burst is going to be by far the most important, but I think her E will be fun to mess around with as well. After 10 more condensed resin, we have a few more books here to get. 19, hope that's enough. If not, it's Sunday, so the domain is still open. Since raising Yelan, I actually have been playing with her, and I find her E more interesting than her burst. Obviously, as like an off-field damage Yelan, her burst is the most important, but her E is just so cool and it can deal a lot of damage actually. But since this is super God mode, I actually want to give her a crown, which I don't think I've ever done for the initial God mode, but for that we do need to farm a little bit more. Guess that's what fragiles are for. Beep, 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 beep. Man, 5 more condensed only gives us 10 extra books. Which skill will get the crown? I'm leaning on skill. I know burst would be smarter, but later on while we're doing the showcase, I want to see how high we can get this, because this, like, big multiplier there. 40% of max HP is kind of huge. Yeah, we're gonna go for E. I'll eventually crown her burst as well, but I just wanted to do this first because it seems funner. Another thing I don't think I've ever done, summoning within the God mode. We're gonna have a little summon session here because I also want her C1, especially since I'm swapping off sacrificial. I'm really gonna miss that second, E. Feels a little weird to throw a summoning session in here, but we'll try and get through it relatively quickly. Hopefully we have some pretty good luck. Unfortunately, here is just a 4-star, and Yelan was our last character, so we're at 10 pity, 20 pity, 30 pity, 40 pity. Double Barbara though, let's go. Come on. 50 pity, and that was a dumb pull. 60 pity. Okay, there's our 5-star. Who is it though? That's the question. It's a Mona. Hey, I think we also have like a C5 Mona now. Could be a double 5-star. Could be a double 5-star. Can always hope, I suppose. Mona was our very first as well, so we must be at 9 pity now. We lose like every 50-50 these days. It kind of sucks. We don't have enough to pity again, but we're now at 19. 19 of 90, 29 of 90, 39 of 90, and 49 of 90. All right, super painful, super painful. Thankfully, our master list has gone up a little bit, so let's buy 40 of those. We should be able to pretty much guarantee her now. I kind of lost track, but I'm pretty sure we were around 40 of pity. Now, I guess we're around 60 because that was 2 more 10 pulls. Got a triple 4-star, which is cool. Now I'm going to do singles to save as much as possible. Blue, 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 purple, Lance. Ah, there she is. I don't know where that was. I don't think it was very lucky, especially because we lost 50-50 again to our Mona. But yeah, we are currently tied. Who's gonna get the C6 first? Anyway, C1. That's all I really wanted. C2 sounds really nice as well, but maybe next time she comes around. Moving on to build, obviously if you have her signature weapon, it's gonna be best in slot. There are actually quite a few good options for her. I personally really like Sacrificial, made getting her burst really easy because she could do 2 of her E's. Getting her to C1 kind of solves that, but then with Sacrificial you could have 3 charges. For a pure support Yelan, Favonius is great, has a lot of energy recharge on it. Also you can get some extra elemental particles. Stringless is pretty good as well, but definitely leaning more on the DPS-y Yelan, and you'll have to get a lot of energy recharge elsewhere. In terms of 5-stars, I do still think Elegy would be good. This is more of a support bow, less of a damagey Yelan bow, but still quite good for that. My personal favorite is still Sacrificial. Its higher base attack is a bit of a shame because she gets basically no use out of high base attack weapons. There's also the event bow, Fading Twilight, you get from Perilous Trail. Passive-wise, it sounds really good for her and that it suits her well, but it also has a pretty high base attack, so I'm a little bit iffy on suggesting that. Of course, it is a free R5, so definitely if you're on the free-to-play side, it's worth a look. And I think the passive is good enough to overlook its flaw in that it has a higher base attack. Because again, Yelan scales pretty much only off of HP, and it's not going to be great. I think it is a really good bow for some other bow characters. The main one that comes to my mind is Sara. She likes high base attack, she likes energy recharge, and the passive also sounds good for her. In terms of artifact, I'm going to be sticking with Emblem. I do think it is at least one of her best sets, if not her best. The problem is I kind of just snag the artifacts off of others, and they're not really optimized for her. This plume I think is good. HP is super important for her. The other other stats aren't useless. We only really want to avoid attack and death, basically. I think everything else is fine. Like, this isn't bad either. A lot of crit damage, some energy recharge. I think it is one of the best that I have. Sans, of course, we are going HP percent. We could potentially find a better one though. This one on the correct set actually looks really good. Let's check out that 4th sub. Flat HP. I mean, it could be worse. It is possible we're gonna be lacking some big energy recharge unless we can get some rolls here. Okay, I don't want rolls into flat HP. I was just trying to be optimistic. Got a crit rate, not bad. Another crit rate, I'll take it. Think I will need some energy recharge though. Having this does mean I can go off-piece somewhere else though, which is always a big advantage. Another crit rate. Overall, it's on the right set and just about as good as what she had already. Same crit rate, which is the main stat that got bumped here as well. They're almost identical, it's just we have 16 extra elements of mastery instead of 21 def. So I'll take it. This Hydro Cup could be better. This one also on the right set has really high potential. Just missing that crit rate. How will this one roll? Not horrible actually. Sadly didn't touch HP, but we got 20 crit damage, 15 energy recharge, 1 roll into flat HP. Considering it's still the on piece, I think it's definitely better than what she had before, which is this crap, you know, going over to this. More energy recharge, an extra 20 crit damage. She might be a little unbalanced. I don't know where we're gonna get all the crit rate. Currently, she is rocking a pretty solid 5-piece set. Let's check out her attributes. 35k HP, her attack basically doesn't matter. 68 crit rate to 204 crit damage, 174 energy recharge. It's actually more than I thought. We might be able to get away with that at C1. I'd suggest closer to 200 unless you're also running sacrificial, just from my own experience anyway. A little more crit rate and energy recharge wouldn't hurt. And I think the biggest bonus we can have is by swapping out the circlet, because at the end of the day, it did not roll very well. Grab this one, has even more energy recharge. It does have some useless attack there, but also crit damage, so I think that'll probably be the best we can have for now. 177 energy. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if it's enough or not. All right, but I'd say she's pretty much done. Let's move on to the showcase. We are gonna go ahead and start with dailies. Well, those slimes are kind of annoying. Let's see what her E does now. 77k with nothing, I guess, except a Vaporize. 34k. It was doing 11k before, so we have obviously made her a little bit stronger. And then Vaporize, 77k, but still without any sort of boost, just Vaporize. That's pretty crazy. How about a Vaporize with Zhongli Shield? 90k. So currently the team is more optimized for Yoimiya. Obviously we have Binny there for the Pyro Res, also for Yoimiya boost, but we don't have 4 different elements, which means Yelan is missing that 12% HP, and Binny is kind of useless for Yelan. So I'm gonna try and more optimize it for Yelan herself. Well, I'm gonna try something a little weird. I'm not currently sure if this is gonna work out well, but Thoma, Kazuha, Yelan, and Zhongli. Let's see how it goes. Also, just for curiosity, she has almost exactly 34k HP, 35.7k, so she got about 1700 HP. It's much smaller of a difference than I thought it would be, honestly. I think we're gonna start with trying to get rid of his Geo Shield. Now we're gonna hit him with water. Swirl that water. Let's see. That was no crit. Are you serious? 40k non-crit. I don't know, but I think that would have broken 100k. No, I think that easily would have broken 100k. There we go. 121k. I guess we should also see if this works out well. What is her burst doing? Her burst is doing like 10k each. I don't think they're getting vaporized though from Thoma's passive fire stuff. Still though, 10k each is pretty crazy. 129, yeah. I think that's about the highest with this sort of setup, which I mean is a pretty insane amount of damage just for a little E-tap, you know? It's not very comfortable to set up though. You gotta get like the thing and then swirl it and then I guess get Thoma, but then I accidentally had that, so then boom. There you go. It's not too bad, but it feels like you kind of have to focus the entire team on doing that, which I guess could kind of make her a main DPS in a way. Not in the way she's doing a ton of basic or charge attacks, just you set up your entire team for her little E. But I mean, then you can do it twice and maybe you can have your breakthrough shot ready at that point. Do that, go to her burst, start the rotation over, and now it's raining. So it's gonna be pretty hard to do any sort of tests on Masanori because yeah, Vaporizes ow. I'm pretty happy with the 126. That's kind of weird. The Abyss Blessing favors Ayato instead of the new character Yelan. Yeah, there we go. 189 in Abyss 7. So yeah, some very high potential from her E, but her burst, I mean, we were seeing it doing like 10k per tick. I don't think she really had mini boost, maybe just Zhongli shield. And since it hits 3 times, can occur every second and last 15 seconds, we're looking at nearly 500,000 overall damage. You could surely optimize it to do even more than that, but that's just like playing with her, you know? But yeah, as usual with God modes, we're heading to Abyss. We're gonna be trying a few different things. For floor 9 and 10, we're gonna be trying to use her somewhat as a main DPS, which at C1 is pretty feasible because you can start with a breakthrough Barb, her special charge attack, do her E, hit a few, another breakthrough Barb, do her E again, and another breakthrough Barb. So kind of a lot of on-field time. So we are gonna more or less go the same team we had before, but Sean Ling instead of Toma. Oh yeah, we're just starting with a bunch of Hydro Slimes. That's not the best, obviously. Let's go ahead and, yeah, dang, still no crit. Yeah, this isn't going particularly well for various reasons. Let's do her burst as well this time. Do we have a breakthrough Barb? I think that was a breakthrough Barb. Let's go ahead and, yeah, just mark those two because they were kinda, the other one was pretty far away. And let's try this now. Another breakthrough Barb. I'm obviously not doing anything perfectly, but guess it's more of an experiment than anything. But since this is the last guy, I'm just going to not waste any bursts. We do have a big guy here, which might be pretty good to try out the stuff. So let's go ahead and do our burst to start, and then we'll throw one of those. A 173, alrighty, let's go. Can we get another charge in there? Okay, no Vaporize, and I couldn't see the number anyway. I would really like to do more of her breakthrough Barbs, but to guarantee that her breakthrough Barb resets, you need to pass through at least 3 enemies. Otherwise, it's only a 34, 68% chance. I think the team, like, in theory is good, just probably need some practice. There probably won't be pretty much any footage of this fight. Let's start with this, then we're gonna do Kazuha Burst, swirl all the pyro, and then we're gonna go ahead and get this in there, do Yelan's Burst, and try and pass. Okay, they're all dead as usual, except for this one here, which is now dead as well. It's always like this, man. They die from the setup. Boom. Okay, now he doesn't take any damage anymore because he's going into his mode. I will try some more breakthrough Barbs, but from what I've seen so far, they're not that impressive compared to the rest of her kit, honestly. Could also be because I only have it at level 6. But yeah, the breakthrough Barb is 16% of her max HP, which really isn't that much for a special attack. Like her E is 40. The little water arrows from her burst together have almost 25% versus the 16. So just compared to the rest of her multipliers, the breakthrough Barb, like even if we got it up to 8, 9, or 10, the multiplier, I don't think would even beat out the 3 arrows from her burst. Again, at C6, that all changes because it also gets a pretty big increase there and she can do them very quickly. But trying to fit them in between her E's, or at all actually, just doesn't feel like it makes a ton of sense. Maybe if you got super efficient with it, because it does charge almost instantly, it would be a nice little extra hit in there, but like, I'd say the only exception is if you're sure you pass through 3 enemies and that you're sure it reset, instead of having to go look for her bracelet down there and see if it's shining, you know? So that you're not aiming and hoping for a breakthrough shot, but nothing actually happens. That's just my opinion on it anyway. Oh god, it seems like they changed floor 11 and 12 again. At least floor 12 is normal. Floor 11 seems to be Claymore focused for some reason. Why? This should be Yelan's Abyss. But yeah, I think for floor 11 and 12, we are going to go back and use her more as a off-field damage / support, similar to Xingqiu. Of course, now with much upgraded stats, better artifacts, her signature weapon, so should be quite a bit more impressive. First half, we are going Ito team. The first chamber is another target defense, which is probably going to be the hardest. We have Kazuha up there with the Geos now. Why ever? Just for some crowd control, really. Well, we're wrapping this first one up with 97%, so pretty good. Hopefully that makes up for the fact we have pretty much no CC here. We'll see. Oh. Yeah, that's pretty bad. We're gonna go ahead and hurry up and head to Yoimiya because she should be decent here because she has range. She should be able to more or less stay in one place while hitting them. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. We definitely lost a bit more. Still above 60%. I kind of just realized I don't really have a healer in this team outside of Goro, and he doesn't heal that much, so I gotta be a little careful. Hopefully this will be pretty good as well. We might try and look at that breakthrough shot now. That's guaranteed. Yeah, I saw like a 17k with pretty much no buffs outside of Zhongli, and it just kinda, yeah. It's all right. It's fine. So we're gonna go ahead and actually do Yelan's burst now. Get some orbs back there. I believe she is sitting still at around 177 energy recharge. That seems to almost be enough, really. So moving on to the last chamber now, I guess. The Electro dude went down pretty quick, and now we have these little, dudes. By the time I said anything, Yoimi had already shredded the first one to death, so there goes the second. So that was quite easy, but that was only floor 11. Let's check out floor 12. I actually don't care what we have here because we don't have the triple abyss dudes anymore, which is very nice. These are going to be my two teams. Typical Ito team here for the first half because it's just a bunch of like stuff and elements and whatnot, and I think maybe besides Geo Bishop, it'll be good. And I wanted to just try a freeze comp. Second half might be a little bit of an issue for a freeze team because most of them can't be frozen. I think they'll probably be able to get through it fine, just won't be a lot of actual freezing going on. This team needed quite a bit of time, and now I'm trying to save burst, which is probably foolish, but 8:15, so we have 1 minute 15 for the other half. Hopefully we can do it. We'll let's just give it a look-see here. I think we only have one Ruin Guard to start with. These at least can be frozen, so that's good. Oh, there's the other one back there now. Or not. Is that just like environmental stuff? Yeah, this one just now appeared. Let's start the rotation over, I suppose. Get a couple Yelan E's in there. It's a single target, so can't do more than tap it really. Then we'll go ahead and throw a Ayaka Burst. And yeah, that should work out very fast. Okay. Well, we were able to freeze one enemy. I think that's basically gonna be it for floor 12. Might be good anyway to see like the worst case scenario and how she performs in a freeze comp like that. I am starting to think Zhongli maybe would have been better in this team instead of Albedo, because in second half we're only dealing with one enemy at a time. Might not even be necessary. Moving on to Magu Kenki. Again, we're gonna start with burst and then just do a couple of E taps here. I'm gonna go ahead and swirl it. And then head to Ayaka. Yeah, you can see those Yelan blades are actually doing 15k each. So our estimate was actually pretty low when we were saying they were doing 10k each. Although I guess we do have a bit of abyss bonuses now, so you're not always gonna have those. I think they've mostly been crit rate and crit damage bonuses thus far. We got 40 seconds left for our Magu. Oh no! Our Ayaka got deleted. I think we could save a little bit of time here on the big one. We got through it in about a minute. Oh yeah, this is also with Kazuha boost. Yeah, but I think actually that is enough energy recharge for Yelan, at least at C1 or with Sacrificial. You might need more if you don't have either of those. All right. Yeah, we could get through Magu Kenki pretty quickly, even though the freeze comp wasn't ideal here. And here we just have two of these small dudes, which were dead in less than 20 seconds. Go Ito team, and now we have the mechanical array. So that's probably why the first half was easier, because we're gonna need a lot more time for this guy. Let's see how much more time though. I mean, I do see Frozen popping up, so maybe we're getting the bonus anyway every now and then. The 20 extra crit rate from Blizzard Strayer. And Yelan is still just doing so much damage with that E without even really optimizing for that in particular. Oh hey, these little guys can be frozen. That's something. And I think close. Can we get it in under 8? I think we can if we just hurry up and do something. Okay. Either that is one of the easiest floor 12s we've had in a long time, or this team is just really, really good. It might be a little bit of both. And don't say, yeah, it's easy because you're a whale. That's only partially true. I struggled a lot, even though I was still a whale last patch. Overall verdict, SSS+++. I think she's definitely up there. Support-wise, she is amazing. Just for that damage bonus from her Q, scaling up to 50% damage, that is huge. She's one of the best off-field DPSs as well with her burst. She can do incredible damage with her E if you kind of build your team around it. And even if you don't build your team around it, she can still do very good damage with her E. I was really surprised. I'm still not convinced about her main DPS potential with those barbs. Basic attacks and even normal charge attacks are kind of off the table as well, since you're building her with HP, and those things scale with attack. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's not too inaccurate to say she is a 5-star Xingqiu. They do share a lot in common, but Yelan's also kind of a damage amp, whereas Xingqiu isn't as much. But that'll pretty much do it. Make sure to tell me what you think in the comments down below. Dropping a like or subscribing to the channel if you enjoyed is always greatly appreciated as well. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time.